Let's flip the script. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. And
Mm.
this is the next segment from one of our sponsors, Nickel City Cigars. We're calling this the Nickel City Light Up Pass Rush of the game. So this is a one-off play from Kingsley Jonathan, who got some kudos from Eric Washington, the defensive line coach of the Buffalo Bills. And I thought he had a great game. I know you can echo those sentiments, but what would you see from him overall, not just on this pass rush from Kingsley Jonathan in this game against the Steelers?
We saw in this game some of the pieces that we saw in the preseason from him last year in the game against the Bears last year when he suited up for some actual regular season action. You just see he's got juice consistently off the edge. You see athleticism, you see burst, you see some good hand usage. And I like how he pairs his hand usage with his feet. It's a very coordinated movement for him. Last year, the one that really kind of put him on my radar, if anybody watches basketball, he used almost like a Euro step type of move to beat right tackle inside and generate a pressure. This time, we see that cross chop. We see the timing of the hands with his footwork. We see him rip through that outside arm and get clear. And then we see the strength to flatten and beat Broderick Jones, a high-level pick for the Steelers around the arc there. He just continues to flash that juice and that athleticism paired with some technicality, especially with his hands. It's encouraging to see. He flashes every preseason. Granted, it's only been 2, but he continues to pop.
Yeah, and he loves this cross chop. You talked about how he manipulates that stride as he is going into it. So right here, he's trying to chop down with that inside hand, that left hand, and then take an extra step, an extra wide step to gain upfield. And so Jones does a good job of recovering here and getting his body onto him. But you can see now that the offensive lineman has lost that half-man relationship, but it doesn't end there. So right here, Kingsley Jonathan is trying to solidify and seal that short edge he just created with that first move. But he doesn't stop. He transitions to a swipe move here. So cross chop, transitions to a swipe. But here's the kicker. Watch his footwork. We call this a karaoke rush. You see him run sideways. He's basically facing this way, and he's running his feet like a karaoke, like something we used to do in Little League, right? To warm up.
I was going to say to loosen up your hip flexors and stuff like that.
Look at him cross over, use that karaoke rush, solidify that edge with that swipe, and then, as you said, bend and flatten with juice to the quarterback. This is why we like this, as this was the best pass rush of the game from anyone on the field.
Yes.
And, I was glad to see him capitalize at the quarterback on this. And more importantly, again, get those kudos from the defensive line coach when asked about guys that have stood out that maybe aren't getting talked about. Kingsley Jonathan was that guy.
The transition piece, I love that you highlighted it. That's something that it's rare for regular guys, I should say, even some of the top tier guys, for you to just win outright with your first move. A lot of times being successful consistently from a pass rush perspective is you being able to chain moves together or transition from one move to the next. And like you said, his ability to go from that cross chop to changing based on his relationship and that half-man relationship with Jones here, changing his footwork and all the pieces that it takes, right? It takes the mental wherewithal to recognize it, and then it takes the physical ability to put what you are bringing it to the table mentally and put that on the field physically, let alone the actual flexibility, the actual fluidity, the power, the strength, all those pieces. Really, really tremendous rush from Kingsley Jonathan there, someone who we've highlighted on this show before. And like you said, Eric, like this play was a standout. I tweeted about him last night, like my heart just cannot quit Kingsley Jonathan. Like, I just want to continue to believe in him as much as possible. And yeah, that's our Nickel City Cigars light up play of the game, the rush of the game. And again, presented by Nickel City Cigars, located in downtown Buffalo on 284 Franklin Street, a new school boutique cigar experience. They got a modern lounge, vintage arcade games, multiple TVs, bourbon, cigars, local 716 craft beers, a full members bar. Victory Cigars will always be on Nickel City. And you can use the promo code COVER1, that's cover and the number 1, for 20% off of your entire order at nickelcitycigars.com. Pick up in store or have your order shipped to your door.
Yeah, good stuff there from Kingsley Jonathan and our sponsor, Nickel City Cigars.